Here's our project on new technologies in the beef industry.
I'm Brandon Ball.
And I'm Alan Olson.
This is our project for AMT 1360. Herd Trax. Herd Trax is an online-based program to help farmers with managing their cow-calf herd information simply and efficiently. Herd Trax has two versions of the site. A mobile version for in-the-field access and updates, and an office version which has access to all records and information. Internet connection is all that's needed. Herd Trax can be logged on to using a variety of devices. Smartphones, tablets, laptops, and desktops can all be used.
Apple versus Android phones. Apple tends to have a more wide selection of agriculture-related apps and apps in general. Apple products have an online storage system called iCloud storage to easily transfer information between devices. Apple products tend to be less customizable, therefore easier to use. Apple has a more popular camera. Apple products connect better between other devices. Apple products let other apps run in the background for easier multitasking. Android phones. Apple phones tend to be cheaper and more accessible than Apple. Android phones have removable SIM cards for expandable internal memory. Due to them being cheaper, they're more universally accepted. Android phones are often more customizable than Apple, but then again, that makes them harder to use. Android phones also come with a removable battery. Android phones tend to have longer battery life. Apple versus Android tablets. Apple products tend to contain more apps. All the apps are tested and approved by Apple before going on the store. They are the fastest tablets on the market. They have more available accessories. Apple has a larger market, and there are cheaper ones available for those on a budget. Android tablets. Android tablets tend to be more customizable, a lot like their phones. Android tablets are cheaper than Apple tablets usually. There are more variety of devices in the Android market. Androids are more universally acceptable. Apps depend on brand, so the apps also aren't tested by Android and approved by Android, so it's harder to get an app you can trust that won't give you a virus. Android is a very fast-growing market. Mac computers versus PC computers or Windows-based computers. Mac computers. Mac computers can open almost all PC files. There's less risk of malware attacks in Mac computers. Apple controls all the updates. There's less available apps and programs on the computers. They aren't as customizable, but they support more internet browsers than Windows or PC does. Windows-based computers or PCs. The Windows operating system in the PCs can't open all Mac files. There is more available virus protection for PCs because the higher risk of malware infection. Updates are not regulated, so it's easier to get a virus that way. More available apps and programs on these computers. They are more customizable, therefore harder to use or harder to get used to. There are less choices for internet browsers.
Office requirements. A simple desktop or laptop is all that's required. Herd Trax will work on both Mac and Microsoft. Software requirements. No additional software is required. You will only require internet to access the site and your account. Virus protection. No additional virus protection is required other than the existing program you may already have on your computer. Traceability. Herd Trax can keep multiple years of records. It's easy to track individual animals, and using RFID tags makes tracking animals easy and simple.
Thanks for watching our presentation on new technologies in the beef industry. I'm Alan Olson.
And I'm Brandon Ball.